All right, guys, today we're going to be doing a blower motor on a LS460. This is the L trim. This is a 2010 model. This is my daily driver. She is definitely a smooth ride, but today I'm going to be swapping out my blower motor. Now, this started happening about 2 weeks ago, and this is what it sounds like when it goes bad. All right, so this is the shelf. For the most part, this just sits in there nice and easy, just like this. I'm gonna flip it around, sits in there just like that, nice and easy. I'm gonna set that up here. Now, to open this, you are going to turn it to circulation. And then you're gonna pull out your filter. This is a very disgusting filter. You can see all the leaves and whatnot in there. And if you look inside, chances are you might be able to, see some acorns or sticks. Anything that, a rodent might be able to bring up in there. I swapped my filter out about 6 months ago. Didn't have no issues at all up until this point with my AC. Now, after we got the filter out, I'm going to go ahead and close that. We're going to come down here, and there's some clips that hold this piece of plastic in. We're going to be removing this entire plastic right here, and we'll be getting to the ECU. If you have like a trim tool or a flathead, all you got to do is poke these back, and these will pop right out. And don't forget to unplug your light, your under the dash light. There's also a little clip right here, but this is the ECU. There's a bolt right here. There's 4 bolts connecting this to the AC blower motor. We're going to pull this, and then the blower motor should all be there for us to pull out. All right, we got the ECU out. This was right here. Undid the 3 plugs. Just go right there. And then there's the blower motor. This right here is the blower motor. 1, 2. Looks to be 3 to 4 bolts holding that in. We're gonna go ahead and unplug it. That right there is the plug. And then we'll pull it out. All right, guys. So here's my old blower motor. This thing looks, it does not sound healthy. It's shaking back and forth, which would be that rattling sound. These are held in by a star screw. I used a flathead. And this is the new blower motor that I'm going to be putting in. Spins very nice. Doesn't make a peep. I bought this for $60. Go on eBay, get one used. This is more than likely used. This is beyond used. This has been used, abused, and now to be thrown away. But this is the plug-in right here. This is where you're going to plug this cable into. We're going to get this up in there and see if it works. One thing about this blower motor, you want to make sure that all the screws that you put in, not only do you put them right back, but you do not over tighten them. Well, I'm not sure if there's a torque spec for these, but pretty much just going to be hand tight. That's where I'm going to leave it. Tight enough to where she doesn't jingle and jangle when I fire it up, and see how well she runs. One in the back, don't forget about it. Also, it sucks when you live in Michigan and you got no heat or AC, more or less heat. This is a more or less Michigan driven car. I drive this car about 120 miles a day. All right, new blower motor installed. We're gonna go ahead and plug her on up. Help if I had the right plug. Plug her on up. Car is gonna cry for a little bit. Well, let's see if she spins. She sounds a lot better. Very happy. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that off as we don't have a filter in it yet. This thing's ugly. We're gonna be replacing that as well. We're gonna get the ECU plugged back up. And then this will be a nice and easy 15-minute job. Alrighty, guys. Got the ECU back in. Got one bolt here, and one in the back. Don't forget about that. Everything has been snugly tightened, not over tightened. Now we're gonna plug in the ECU. And then we're gonna put in our new filter. First things first, you wanna make sure you got the right filter. Now this is the filter that I'm using. It's $20. Yes, it's cheap, but it gets the job done. You're gonna recognize which side is your upside, and you're just gonna plop it in there. Make sure she's nice and flat. And then you're gonna hit your ignition. You're gonna close your door. Make sure that is sealed properly. And this is the test. This is where we test and see if it works as she should. You're firing up. My car is still slightly warm, so it's blowing heat as she should. There we go. And just like that, you got a new blower motor, you got a new filter, and this is probably some of the most basic, easy maintenance you could do. Blower motor ran me $65 on eBay, $20 for the guard filter, and a messy car. But we're gonna get the face plate that I had pulled off. This right here is the plate. This covers, if I can remember correctly, this will, oh no, yeah, it'll go in like this. All right, we got the filter in. We're gonna put our shelf back. It's got its little nook that it sits in, nice and flush like.